welcome Gemini Cancer to your mid-month to the end-month reading. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, hit that big old like button. And Merry Christmas to each and every one of you, and Happy Holidays. Okay, let's get in here and see what's going on the next few weeks before the beautiful new year. I will be getting the New Year's forecast out for the next reading. Those are always big, so those are always going to take some time, right? So I am thinking of ways, though, to cut it down a little bit. Every year I'm like, I'm going to cut it down. So it doesn't take so damn long for every 24, So I'm always looking at ways to cut it down. Of course, it's always funny because the first ones that I do, it's like they never really cut down. It's almost like they start cutting down as you're going, But yeah. Talking about that, let's talk about this. Hey, how about this? You're talking about committed to a contract through loving terms and perseverance. There are some sustainable results within this committed contract that you are doing over here, whether it's a contract in your car, whatever it is. Love, right? We have so many different kinds of contracts. It could be a lease. But whatever it is, you're putting a lot of work into this situation to keep it going strong at this time. It does look like there are some difficult decisions when it comes to this contract. We'll see if it's love. I mean, if it's love, then it's love, right? But whatever's going on right now is about weighing options and trying to avoid the worst outcome to the situation. Looks like you planted a lot of seeds to the situation, but it's not working in your favor at this time. It does look like you are trying to look deep within the situation so that you can have the better outcome for this. It looks like you are holding back from someone or from just making this decision. Someone might be trying to make you have to make this decision now. You know what I mean? You're like, no, I don't have to. I need to go and think about what's going on so I don't have any financial loss, so I don't get lost, so I don't feel like I have any worry or insecurities about the situation. So I really like the Hermit within the situation because I feel like between the Hierophant and the Hermit, I think that those are the two main energies for you. And that's because you're really soul searching, seeking out that truth for this commitment, okay, to how you're going to deal with this situation. There's going to be some kind of sudden awareness that is coming in, though, guys, and I do like that. It's going to allow you to choose that happiness and not feel like you're self-sabotaging anything or that you're allowing someone to walk on you or letting any kind of situation get away from you. Sometimes we feel like we drop the ball and things get away from us like they did in the past. And what's going on here is that you're doing this so you don't go back to the past. So I like that you're saying, I'm not going to make a karmic trench. I'm not going to allow this to do this to me again. This happened once before. We know that because we have the Six of Cups. So it's definitely something that you're trying to keep away from, okay, that has happened before. I do feel like for a lot of you are dealing with a Taurus. Okay, so we have Taurus now twice. It could be even a Virgo. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. You have Taurus 3 times. So for whoever is going on here, it could definitely be dealing with a Taurus. Okay. But however it is, it's talking about the great wealth, the business, and that leadership value of wanting what it is that you want within this 10 of Cups. Okay. So now we're starting to think this is love. This is the commitment of the joy of love. Okay. So for others of you, if you know it's not love and you know it's some kind of job, that's fine. Okay, some commitment to work, contract that you have to sign, it's all good. But right now I'm starting to feel this love coming through, that you don't want this love situation to end up like the last situation. So I'm starting to think that whatever was going on, either it was with this person, you guys have had a struggle and a problem in the past and you don't want it to come back to doing that again, or you had a past relationship and you are afraid that the new relationship is going to end up like the past relationship, okay, with someone else. So I do feel like you're struggling to keep that past, no matter what that is, away from this new situation, okay, whether it's a renewed situation with someone or just a whole fresh new relationship, however it is. Yeah, it's definitely resisting the change. I don't want this to change. Now, I do like the resisting to change with the Death card in this situation because it's on top of the Six of Cups. It's saying, I'm resisting to change because I'm not going to allow this to transform into what happened yesterday. I'm going to not let that happen. I'm going to move this into this area over here as much as possible. I'm pushing. So you are pushing, right? You're pushing all your energy and everything you have away from what happened yesterday. It's kind of like going through bankruptcy. You'd be surprised how many people go through bankruptcy and then they end up going through bankruptcy again. So you have to push yourself away from, I'm not going to do that again, right? So, I mean, and it's a big thing. I mean, you know, so it's like taking steps towards a different scenario. So really what you're doing over here is you're moving these wands and you're saying, I'm pushing this in a different direction. I have to. I cannot, because if I continue down the same road and keep going the same way, this is going to end up the same way it did last time. So you're doing everything you can to detour. That's a good way. Yeah, detour. That Two of Swords. Two of Swords is a great detour card. I mean, that is. Because it can say that you're avoiding that situation by taking a detour. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. I mean, because you already see it in your head, too. You're like, because if this continues down this way, I'm going to end up in the same spot I was already in once before. Yeah. Nope. And that's going to be disappointment, end up abandoning this situation or trying to escape a certain situation. No, you don't want to do that. It's becoming very overwhelming, but you got this. You're like, I'm averting this situation. I'm taking a huge detour. But you know, being in hermit mode over here, this is where you're going to with the Four of Cups in reverse is a good way of doing that, though, because the Four of Cups in reverse actually is a very good thing because it's saying I'm retreating from that situation and I'm accepting what's going on, but I'm also within the sudden awareness that I have to try to get to the star over here, but I have to try to figure out how to avert this situation the right way. So you really want these cards in reverse. I've said it before in so many readings, guys. Reading reversals is very important. They're there for a reason. And that's because it's telling you, you have to do this. And they're not always negative and they're not always positive. It's none of the above. It's telling you this is the way it has to be done. Because in a lot of ways, if they're right side up, think about that. Then it would be saying what? What would it say, right? If you're seeing this right side up, then you're saying you're transforming, right? You're going to transform. No, you're not transforming. You're not. That's what's very important. You're not taking that transformation. It wouldn't even make sense. Why would you transform to be within the past? No, you don't need that transformation. What you need is to think. That's what you need. You need to think about what you're doing. You don't need a butterfly effect. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's so very important. Because this is saying, right, what it's saying. It's saying, no. No, because you see the personal values. Seven of Cups in reverse is personal values. We're not talking about dreams and illusions. We're talking about the personal value of what's going on within the situation. Looking at your what? Sudden awareness of your personal value of how you're looking at things. We don't need fantasy. We're not looking at illusion. We're not looking at opportunities. We're not looking at any of that. If this would be wishful thinking of opportunities, what the fuck would that do? That's not going to do anything. No. Personal value of choices and being overwhelmed in reverse, overwhelmed by choices. This is why you're not transforming. So I would say, well, why wouldn't you? Because I'm overwhelmed by choices. Why would I transform? That wouldn't make any sense. If I'm transforming, that means I'm going to end up leaving it behind. You don't want to leave it behind. I'm trying to save it. No. You're detouring. There is a difference. So you're in detour those thoughts. It's what? It's thoughts. It's not actions. You're not taking any action yet. You're still in, you're thinking. Right? I like it. I love it because you're saying I'm not going to do that. And that's good, though, because in 2026, you're going to say, that's how I saved it. Fuck yeah. See, because right here it says what? Lack of commitment. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it so that way I know where my commitments are. I don't want to have the what? Failure to learn. I'm overthinking from what? Not having failure to learn. Because if we had failure to learn, that means we'd be doing the same thing twice. Yep. So now you're going to manifest and bringing it all together. Yeah, because now you're going to have the clarity, the understanding of, oh, that's what it was. I got that. Oh, fuck. Yeah. You're going to say, oh, this is how I'm going to do it. But that is going to be interesting, though, for you, because you're going to have to really get deep into that situation to make that detour. Like I said, it's not a transformation. It's a detour. There's a difference. Okay. Getting a couple of these small cards out. You're saying, now that I have the sudden awareness, I'm going to have the understanding of how I'm going to push this to the other side. That way this doesn't end up the same as the other one. It's going to be very easy once you figure it out. Everything's always really hard when we're starting things because we're in this place of stress, worry, and negative, nothing's going to work for a lot of people, right? But if you actually put yourself into a place of it's like, well, it's going to work because it has to, because there's 1,000 different ways of how this can work. Absolutely. Don't thieve from yourself. Keep your messages to yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Keep your messages to yourself, but work with your partner. If you have a partner, you guys can work together to save, to savor this situation. Okay. If it's a new marriage, or just relationship, it's saying, let's work this out together. Okay. To change. That way we don't have the expectations of what's going on from yesterday. We don't want no past yesterdays. Yeah. Show us the money, honey. You guys got this. And you're smart, and it's going to be great, though, too, because you being Gemini, you're going to be able to use all of your analytical thinking, and then, of course, your water will be able to come through to be able to start getting that intuition started and going. Okay, so you'll be able to do both, right? Exhausted. Yeah, you're going to feel very drained, and for some of you, you might even feel a little financially drained at this time. You might felt like you spent a little too much money. You might feel like too much money is leaving the bank at this time. Okay. Spirit says, though, you have the independence, manage money yourself. Independence guarantees security. Don't depend on others. Like I said, for those of you who feel like you're going into some kind of bankruptcy situation or something like that, remember, you don't have to do it twice or trying to escape that or however it is. Savings over here. You always need to put something off for a bad day. Create savings for the future. Make sure you have your savings account going. Okay. Winning, sooner or later, luck comes to everyone, and that feels like that's where it's going. You're moving into that because of your mind power. Absolutely. Yep. Use your intelligence, analyze data, logic, and think rationally. Lead with your mind. Yeah. And I feel like that's where you're going to really be going in the end, as you're building, right? As you're building your relationship, building up your money, building your life, just building your life in general, right? But I do feel like those of you, I feel like there's a love situation and a financial situation. If it's just all in one, that's fine. Put it where it needs to be. Perfect fit, finding the right path, the fit with the soul, the ideal job. You're meant to be here. And that's exactly why, another reason why you're not transforming. You're fitting everything together. There's a huge difference. Okay. So, okay, my friends, and that was it for you. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.